Okay, so I decided to make a video, and this is a bit different, but I'm gonna give a video of my predictions for the 2024 Stanley Cup playoffs. So there's not gonna be much rhyme or reason to it, but I'm just gonna say what my prediction because I figure why not. It doesn't look like this bracket that I found actually lets you choose the number of games, so we will keep that into consideration. But here we go. So you got the Western Conference on the left and the Eastern Conference on the right, and you know what? I find it kind of interesting because I was thinking, okay, so they go by division because you see Dallas Central. I thought maybe they were doing putting this here because Dallas is first in the league. I mean, in the conference, but the New York's down there, so that's not how it goes. So Dallas and Vegas. Uh, well, I'm gonna go with Dallas because I think Vegas is not doing so well recently. Like they started off really well, but they won the Stanley Cup last year. They had some turnover. I think Dallas is gonna be hungry for it. They won a revenge last year, so I'm gonna go with Dallas for this. And ooh, this one I'll have to go with Colorado because Winnipeg, Winnipeg's had their struggles. I guess Colorado did too, but I just think that until Winnipeg, I've been shown that they can win. But I know they made the conference finals one year, but they haven't actually won the Stanley Cup. And Colorado did win recently, and I just get the feeling that between these two, Colorado can win. This, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going with Vancouver because they got Thatcher Demko back recently, and actually, I guess I should have edited. Okay, let me see, just properties. I'm just gonna make so I can capture the cursor. So you can actually see. There we go. That probably helps a bit. So with Vancouver, I think that's gonna help them a lot. But I also think that that Nashville they had their good run, but I don't know if they got burned out a bit. I know they struggled a bit recently, but I'm gonna go with Vancouver. And you can see I'm doing a lot of surface level predictions because I did pay attention to the scores and everything, like the standings and stuff, but I didn't watch that many actual games. One, because there's just so many games, and two, because I'm working when games are on, so it's like hard for me to watch them. A lot of times I just like read a recap to see the scores everywhere. So Oilers in LA for third year in a row. I'm gonna have to go with the Oilers, even though some people say three times the charm. Well, I think the Oilers are just too good against LA. LA struggled against Chicago. Not that so that's one game, so it doesn't necessarily mean much. But they beat them last 2 years, and I don't see any reason why this year would be any different. This too? Oh, I'll just go with Tampa because Tampa beat Florida last two times. I'm gonna go with the same logic, I guess, with that. Even though I know, that did better. Florida did better this year. The regular season they also did better last year in the playoffs. But yeah, for this, I'm actually gonna go with Toronto because I think Toronto they want to exercise their demons. Not that wanting to does. I know Boston won all four games of this year, but it was regular season. But I don't think that necessarily has much on it per se. But we'll see. Okay, then the Rangers and the Capitals. Rangers like Capitals just barely made it to the playoffs, and I obviously there's probably going to be some upset, but it's hard. I guess I did that. That would be the upset. That counts as an upset. But I don't think the Rangers are gonna really have much of a problem with the Capitals. If the Capitals win, they'll be probably the most surprising outcome out of all these because of how the Capitals just squeaked and also how bad the goal differential is. But hey, the Capitals did well enough to make it into the playoffs, so we'll see. For these two, I'm gonna go Carolina. They beat the Islanders last year. The Islanders kind of had to make a late run to make it in. So that's that. Oh my goodness. So if I did this, I'm gonna have to put the Oilers because I think the Oilers are probably gonna beat the Canucks if they get face to face. Even though I know the Canucks won all four games in the regular season, I just think that if it gets into a playoff series like that, the Oilers have been once they get it going, I think they could start getting a shooting gallery and just keep scoring, scoring. And these two, oh my goodness, that's hard. Dallas, Colorado. That's actually very hard. I'm gonna go with Dallas just because I think they've been more all around complete this year. Then Colorado were, and that they also Dallas did pretty good in the playoffs last year. They made this game 6 of the conference final, so I think they're hungry for it. Then we'll see how this goes. Oh, between these two, I'll go with Toronto. I think Toronto beat them last year, and I don't see why that'd be any different this year. I just think that Toronto is probably due for a conference finals appearance, but between these two, I don't know what. No, I'm going by predictions, not necessarily who I want to win, because a lot of times who I want to win is who I don't think will win. But the Rangers this one's actually very hard. I'll go with the Rangers. Okay, so then because I think the Rangers can probably outscore the Hurricanes, and they also, even if they had some shaky goaltending from Shesterkin, he's been a lot better later towards the season, and I think they, they just got a better team there, and that means also Carolina won't have to get to the conference finals just to get swept again this year. And then we got Dallas. All right, I'm gonna go with the Oilers. I think I'm gonna go with the Rangers. So the Oilers, I think they could beat the Stars. I said McDavid. It's kind of like Ovechkin, where he just had many years they couldn't get through the hump, and then finally they pulled through that one year. And I think that the Oilers, they got to start wondering about this core, and if they don't start doing better, if the wondering if the core is going to want to leave. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. People saying that about Toronto, but a lot of the Toronto players looks like they're going to stay, but start wondering about that. And the Rangers, I think they just, I don't know if Toronto can really match up with the Rangers. I think Toronto even making the conference finals, I don't know if it would make people happy, but at least it would help remove some of the stigma. It still wouldn't be a finals or a cup, which obviously what people would want, but it is what it is. And then between these two, I'll choose the Rangers. So people say the President's Trophy curse. Well, that is possible, but I'm gonna say no. So that's my prediction, and guess I'm gonna make this video in French too, and hope that I can actually remember what it was. But so that's my prediction. Let me know how you think about it, and you can tell me how wrong I am.